My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Loophole. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I remember seeing an advanced screening of this movie back in September 2012, and at the time, I thought this movie was brilliant. I thought this movie was just incredible, and it was one of my favorite movies of 2012. But I haven't watched it in over a decade, so I just gave it another go, and I like it. It's good, it's solid, but nowhere near as good as I once thought. So let's begin by talking about the performances. And I miss Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I know he still acts, but he used to be in way more movies, and I just think he is an incredible, underrated actor. And he just carries this movie perfectly. I love how scummy his character is, but he does bring some humanity, and he also makes his character arc incredibly convincing. Then we've got Bruce Willis, and this might be his last great performance. He definitely elevates this character in every sense, and he brings plenty of personality, he brings plenty of depth, and he can be actually scary at moments. Then we have Emily Blunt, who is just a truly terrific actress. Whether it's Edge of Tomorrow, Sicario, A Quiet Place, Mary Poppins Returns, she's just great in everything, and this movie is no exception. She has a lot to work with, and I thought she fully delivered. Pierce Gagnon is great in this movie. When people talk about great kid performances, they never mention him, but they really should, because he is so all over the place. The moments where he's really sweet and caring, and then there's other moments where he's terrifying, and I just thought he kind of brought that imbalance incredibly well. Paul Dano's in this movie for a little bit, and he does a perfectly fine job. Jeff Daniels is barely in it, but he's actually great. Just his line delivery is perfect, and he can be menacing. Noah Segan does a pretty good job, and Piper Perabo does a perfectly fine job. So the cast definitely delivers in this movie, and I do think it's well directed by Rian Johnson. I do really respect the fact that this is, it's not low budget, but it's only 30 million, which in the sci-fi genre really isn't a lot, but he kind of uses that to his advantage. The movie's a little futuristic without going overboard, and I just thought that was a fresh direction for this movie. Some people have telekinetic powers, but usually it's on a smaller scale. There's these bikes that float, there's these computers that you pull up from the desk, and it feels real. It still feels gritty. And I do like the look of this movie. It's very well shot, and the tiny bit of CGI is well done. There's also one scene and actually this is my favorite scene of Rian Johnson's career, where this one guy, older guy, is on the run, but his younger self is getting tortured. So there's a message that appears in his arm. He's losing his fingers. He's losing his nose. He's losing his limbs to walk. And it's a truly horrific moment. There's no blood, but you're just thinking about what's going on, and it's bone chilling. It really is. I also do think that there's some real emotion at the end of this movie when Joel sacrifices himself in order to help Sid and his mom have a better future. There's something really powerful there, and there is a level of depth to all the characters. I do like how you can understand everybody to a certain degree, and I do like how this movie is about people's potential for good and people's potential for bad, and what guides that potential. And I think there's also something here about fulfillment in life and self-destruction and just building a really empty life for yourself. I do think there is plenty of interesting things here, but also the movie on the surface, like the themes, the character depth, that's the internal part of this movie. But the external part of the movie was young Joel trying to find older Joel and everything with Sid and his mom. I don't think it fully comes together for me. I kind of wish the movie was more entertaining on its surface, and I'm going to have a very immature criticism here. I do wish there was more action. Like, there's a couple badass moments, but it just feels like a tease of what this movie could be, and I wish it delivered more in that regard. I also think the movie has serious pacing issues. Like, I do like the stuff with Emily Blunt and Sid. I do. But also, the pacing just comes to a complete halt when we get to that point in the story, and I feel like at 2 hours long, this movie overstays its welcome. I think if this was a title 90 minutes, it would have been much more effective. So, yeah, just there's lots to love here. I just see potential for this movie to be even better, but I still like it. It's well acted, it's well directed, and there are some great ideas present, and there's definitely some great moments here. I just feel like this movie could have used some condension, and I do think this movie just could have been written a bit better. And it's not a movie I see myself going back to that many times. So, it's good. And I'm giving Loophole a 7 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Loophole? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin,